Welcome back, everyone. We have another great topic on the housing market, everything in between. So, welcome back and welcome to Julie. Welcome back to co-host this podcast with me.
It's good to be here.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the next topic. The topic is America's top tech hubs and the basic growth that is driving it. The source of this data came from Bigger Pockets, for better or for worse. Have some mixed feelings about Bigger Pockets, but this time I like to reference some of the articles that they've written. They also use underlying sources that we use as well. Of course, they also use Redfin, which we just did a podcast on a Redfin article. But anyway, let's go over how. So this is as a real estate investor or even as a primary homeowner, right? If you don't you want to go to live or invest in a market where it's growing? Right.
Why not?
I know that. Yeah. So America's top tech hubs and what market they're showing this growth and following the tech hub. So with that in mind, this first list, obviously, there are some element of tech hubs in this market, but investor, I would not buy in this market because very expensive markets. Right?
I was looking at the three. Was there 3 or 4 in California? Yeah, they're prohibitive in terms of an investor. San Diego, Washington, Los Angeles. What do you got? Sacramento, and Orange County. Yeah, probably most expensive counties in the country.
These are median price of homes in these areas of $1 million.
Exactly.
So the top 10 list, the one area that we have market penetration is in Florida, Tampa, Florida. Julie, you and I know that we have a heavy presence in Florida.
Right.
For our real estate investors, cash flow properties, turnkey capital properties in various pockets of Florida, including the suburbs of Tampa, which is at least an hour north of Tampa. We have teams in that market that could offer our investors a very affordable entry-level investment cash flow home new construction. That's in Inverness, and that's in Central Florida, that's in Ocala and Okinawa, just to name some of the markets that are still very affordable. I keep telling people, you invest in the emerging suburban sub-markets of various growth locations, right? So Tampa are no different in the Gulf Coast of Florida. The next headline is top 10 cities with the highest tech job growth. So let's look at where some of those locations are. 5-year tech job growth. If you look at here, they are still, believe it or not, in Austin, Texas, Provo, Utah, and Salt Lake City. However, they've gone through some slight corrections in these markets because they have grown so fast during the pandemic. Some slight correction, nothing major, I don't think. But they are still high-tech hubs. Investors, I would not recommend you to go there because the numbers does not make sense. The rent-to-value ratio does not make sense for investing. But if you're a primary homeowner and you're part of the high-tech hub on migration, then there's nothing wrong for you to live in Austin, Texas, Provo, Utah, or Salt Lake City, Utah, right? So anyway, 1-year tech job growth is a short-term trend. Just one area, Indianapolis, is pop up, which is quite surprising because normally the Midwest markets have not been robust as much as the regions of the South and Southeast, because there's a surprising list Indianapolis are part of the high-tech hub growth, so which is good to know. Anyway, the top 10 tech growth cities. All right, and let's see what's going on here. The top 10 markets with the most recent tech job growth. Ogden, Utah again, Sacramento, 2 hours east of Bay Area where I live. I highlight the yellow marker because we have teams available for investors to buy cash flow homes in Palm Bay, which is very fast growing. Palm Bay is a Space Coast. They call it Space Coast, like an hour east Orlando, Palm Bay, and the houses are still very affordable, at least right now. And our investors are able to cash flow at the 25% down payment on new construction, $280K, $300K, rental of $2,200. So Palm Bay, Elon Musk, they have a SpaceX rocket launch in a Kennedy Space Center in close to Palm Bay. So a lot of people may not know it, but Palm Bay is what we call it the Space Coast.
Wow. Yes.
Space technology, military, government, and private industry are making this area going through some very decent growth. So Palm Bay, Florida. Of course, the San Francisco Bay Area always and always will be high-tech hub.
Yeah, I was looking at Dallas too. Dallas Fort Worth.
Dallas, surprising, we will have some teams available to promote. Let me highlight this. I forgot. The suburbs of Dallas. You and I talked about the another podcast we did last week, where we talked about the Boomtowns.
Yes.
My prediction of Boomtown and the suburbs of Dallas is a hotspot for growth, the emerging market deep into the suburbs. So look for future opportunities coming to our investment network for cash flow, new construction homes. You can buy at very affordable rates, like an hour on certain directions of Dallas. That's all I have to say. I'm not going to give away too much information for our investment market penetration. Julie, you may not know, we used to promote Dallas very in the inner core of Dallas, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, when housing, when the prices were very inexpensive, like 200, 300K single family home, cash flow. But now the median price of homes typically in good areas of Dallas Metro, the Metroplex, Dallas Metroplex, the median price is at least 350, 400, 500K.
Wow.
So if you're a mom and pop real estate investor, if you want to buy rental property, cash flow properties in the core of Dallas or even Houston or Austin, it's too late. You should have done it 4 years ago.
Yes.
But again, my prediction is if you invest in the submarkets of the Texas region, an hour much further away in the suburbs, that's where the opportunity is at starting today or the future. So I'm giving you guys some hints. Last but not least, we talk about this Tampa area and the suburbs of Tampa, also seeing the top 10 markets with the most recent tech job growth. Okay. So this is a trend. Follow the trend. Okay. Let me see what else I want to go over. Let me skip over. Let me come down to here. The next category is top 10 markets with the most recent STEM job growth. You know what I mean by STEM? ST.
No, I was going to ask you, what does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah, we really a more specific word about the high tech. We're talking technology. We're talking the Silicon Valley type, the startups, new discovery, new science.
Got it.
STEM technology like artificial intelligence, engineering, computer, STEM job growth is part of the high tech growth, right?
Interesting.
So with that in mind, the top 10 markets with the most recent STEM job growth, or some of these lists are very obvious, some of these are not. And let's go over that. You look at the highlight: Sacramento, Ogden, Utah, Bellingham, Washington, outside Seattle, Paso. This is very surprising. McAllen, Edinburgh, Mission, which is South Texas.
Right.
That's very good to hear because we have a team in South Texas that is promoting fourplex.
Yes.
And we've been telling our investors this South Texas by the Mexican border is fast growing. McAllen, Edinburgh, Mission is part of the Hidalgo County. Hidalgo, Hidalgo. Hidalgo County is the fastest growing county in Texas. It's growing faster than suburbs of Houston Metro, Dallas Metroplex, Austin Metroplex, and even San Antonio. A lot of people may not know it, but this South Texas area, the home prices are still very affordable for the time being. We're seeing migration growth, job growth, population growth, and finally, among the top 10 markets of the most recent STEM job growth. This is very exciting. South Texas, you and I have been doing some podcasts about it recently, Julie. We talked about all the medical centers are being built, the medical and the colleges and universities in the area of South Texas. And a lot of people doesn't know, but high tech, there's an element of high tech STEM growth in South Texas, McAllen, Edinburgh, and Mission. As you can see, in 2023 alone, we don't have the 2024 data. STEM jobs in South Texas has grown by 5,520 jobs, year compound annual growth of almost 11%, 1 year growth rate of STEM jobs at a whopping 13.81%. This small sub-market, Boomtown market, South Texas, again, in which we have cash flow homes to promote, We've been doing it for the past year and things are doing very well. And I'm very proud to see that South Texas is on the list.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We talk about Palm Bay. We already talked about that. We have market penetration, investment homes to promote there as well currently. And also up in upper Northeast, Daytona,
Yes.
Ormond Beach, Daytona, which is right below Jacksonville. In case you don't know, our Florida team are also promoting the Jacksonville Metro, which is right above Daytona.
Oh, wonderful.
All the growth, STEM job growth in Daytona are moving up into the Jacksonville, Florida Metro, right? At the end of the day, out of the top 10 mentioned per the Bureau of Labor Statistics from 2018 to 2023, top 10 markets with the most recent STEM job growth, 3 of them for in the markets that we have teams there to promote opportunities, location for our investors. Isn't that cool?
That is awesome. That's very awesome. And it sounds like we got it ahead of the game because you've had these teams there for a while. And now it's like the statistics are confirming what you've already really set up in place for your investor clients. That's exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. As an investor, you have to project in the future. When you look into a market to purchase in rental properties, you not only look at the short-term situations, you look at next 5 to 10 years.
Right.
What are the economic drivers? You have a combination of diversified economy that consists of a high tech, consists of the medical health growth, and colleges and universities in the local areas that they're providing a lot of influx of young workers to grow, and those areas still have homes that are below the nationwide median price. The median price of a home nationwide is already around $400,000.
Okay.
As an investor, if you can enter a market where you can buy a affordable rental property, especially new construction, there are potentially 50% below the median price nationwide, like 200 grand, 250,000 entry level new construction homes where you can cash flow with a good rent, and you could project in the future with the economic drivers we talk about. That is a recipe for long-term success. Don't you agree?
Right. Oh, absolutely. 100%. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So again, my final takeaway, Julie, this podcast is that investors need to have a vision. Right now, we pull the trigger before everybody finds out about it. You get it early, right? You get it early before all the infrastructure are there. So another thing is, Julie, another takeaway I have for people, for investors especially, doesn't have to be investor, primary home buyers can also move into this great location because there's so many jobs available.
Very true.
If we into a sub-market, we enter a path of growth. If you see new construction, like new retails, new hospitals, new construction of homes and commercial homes and the big one, new airport, new everything, it's so obvious, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. And when you look at the migration of people coming into a particular area,
Right.
the advantage of this new growth into the suburban market, that is the blueprint for long-term success as a risk investor.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Good information. Really good information.
Follow the corporate headquarters growth. Where are they moving to? They're moving to areas, they're moving to a market that have good business climate. They're moving to a market low affordability, a lot of growth, mostly Sun-Belt. Sun-Belt means good weather environments, typically in the South and Southeast, right?
Yes.
Florida and Texas, okay, that's pretty obvious. Florida and Texas will fill some other submarkets, like submarkets in Alabama, Georgia, and North and South Carolina. This corridor region of the U.S. market for the foreseeable future, for years down the road, I see the economic drivers of what's happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you said, you have to really follow the trends to know what's going on. And I think what you have done over the years that you have had an opportunity to participate in the investing market, you've been able to look at those trends, determine those trends, target those markets that are growing, and and then offer that to your clients and your investor clients. If you don't have time to read the news, then you got to get a good mentor to be able to help you do that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Julie, for your perspective, for your input, and everyone out there. If you see any value whatsoever from this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also comment below what do you think of these economic drivers. If you live in this kind of region, or is that what you're seeing, right? Or if you're not living in this region as a primary home buyer, I mean, you have the ability to move from wherever you are to live in one of these high-tech hubs, those markets in the area that we talked about, right? And for investors out there, right, you agree with our research and methodology, right? You look at economic drivers, you look at low affordability, Sunbelt markets, a lot of growth. So population growth, job growth, and migration growth, those are very important metrics, right?
That's 100%. Got to keep track of all of it.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.